As always, good morning. I want to say thank you to the people who subscribe to my channel. And I also want to thank the people who are watching this video. Now, I've been a firefighter for 7 years now, and I just want to say that it was not in the career plan for me when I was younger. I just want to say that. But if you're looking to become a firefighter, let me tell you how to do it. All right? No matter what state you live in, no matter where you live at, look up or go to your nearest fire station, have a talk with somebody there, right? And you want to kind of get to know somebody, ask them how to apply, because most fire stations are hiring, or fire departments are hiring, because when I first started, it was considered a dying career because not too many people wanted to do it. We had about 500 applicants over 10 years ago versus about 16 applicants a year now, which is terrible. But yeah, just go and talk to your nearest fire station, see what you have to do, see the prerequisites. I recommend, if you have no fire certifications or fire training or went to school for it, I suggest that you find a department that does in-house training, right? It's a lot of fire departments that do in-house training. They take you zero to hero. They do everything, all right? They turn you from a civilian into a fireman, all right? I would recommend that you be in some type of shape, because depending on what department you're at, their physical test could be pretty rough. Ours isn't that bad. It's not terrible. Also, if you're afraid of heights, don't do it. You're going to have to climb a 110-foot ladder, and it's a prerequisite. All right? But go to your nearest fire station, talk to them, see what you got to do. Make sure you're a little bit in shape. You're going to have to do class work, because you have to understand the background and understand the basics of being a fireman. When you go to apply to be a firefighter, you go through schooling. They give you the basics, and then when you get out of fire school, after you pass the test, that's when your real training begins, your physical part. That's when they really turn you into a fireman. All right? But the fire school ours was about 6 months. No, I'm sorry. Ours was about 3 months. And then these days, you have to be an EMT. In Georgia, it's an EMT basic and an advanced EMT. I know some states don't recognize advanced EMT. And it's your choice on whether or not you want to be a paramedic or not, depending on how you want to take the course of your career. So it's up to you. You have to be willing to go out and seek the information. The information is not going to just be given to you, right? So becoming a fireman was the best thing that happened to me. Although when I started, I was a little bit older, which was a good thing and a blessing, because when you start a little bit older, it starts to take a toll on your body. But yeah, so that's how you start or get into trying to become a fireman. All right. The process isn't short. It's going to be a long process. You're going to have to interview. You're going to have to take a polygraph. You're going to have to get drug tested. You're going to have to get a physical, all these different things. And then once you get accepted in the fire school, the prerequisites that you have to complete, they have prerequisites. And you have to be in all that gear, doing the physical challenge in a certain time limit in order to even pass that fire class. That was my department. I don't know how they do it in other departments, right? So just keep all that in mind, all right? A lot of people think it's cool. They just want to be a fireman because it's cool, but it's not easy. When you put on all that gear in the SCBA and you go start to work, it's not easy. But was it the best thing that happened to me? Absolutely. My career is I'm different from other people, right? So your experience might not be the same as mine, but give it a try. If that's something that you've been thinking about, give it a try. Check it off your bucket list. But just know the process isn't going to be easy. And you could also volunteer. You could also take the class without becoming a fireman for that department, depending on who you apply for. You could apply for somebody, but you'd have to pay out your own pocket. And I think the class is somewhere around $2,000 to $5,000, but you could pay out your own pocket. I don't know if it's quite $5,000, but it depends on who you apply to. But yeah, you could just pay out your own pocket and not work for that department, just take your certification somewhere else. But like I said, that's completely up to you. The process isn't crazy hard. You just got to look for the information and then decide what you want to do with it. Lucky for me, I met somebody and the guy actually showed me how to become a fireman. He saw something in me, which was a blessing, because I didn't know at that time what I wanted to do in my career and where I wanted to go with it. And being a fireman just seemed to click at the time. So yeah, go to your nearest fire department, seek the information, talk to somebody, but just know it. In the fire service, it's paramilitary. So everything is done based on how the military operates. So they have a chain of command, chiefs, lieutenants, sergeants, all that stuff. And depending on who you apply for or who you work for, they have that type of rank system. All right, and the prerequisites to get promoted in each department is different. It varies. But just know this. People love firemen. And I've worked 7 years in the fire service. People love firemen, and they hate the police. But just know, when you do become a fireman, right, you work for the civilians. And it ain't always going to be good days, but you do work for the civilians. So no matter what they say to you, no matter what they do, no matter how bad they piss you off, you still have to keep it professional. Have I always kept it professional? Probably not. But still something I'm working on. But just keep that in mind. And it's so easy when you get into the fire service or a field like that, where you do something and it can end your career. I've seen it multiple times throughout my career. Somebody's career ended in an instant. So if you're one of them hotheads or one of them young hotheads, please check your ego at the front door. All right? Comment if you got any questions.